Look, let's be completely honest with ourselves. When was the last time you saw Manchester United act with actual ruthless efficiency in a transfer window? Usually, a Manchester United transfer saga is a 3-month media circus. It involves endless flight tracking, daily social media updates from Tier 1 journalists, and weeks of public haggling over £5 million. We've seen it for years. But this Youri Tielemans deal was a complete flash in the pan. Short, sudden, out of nowhere, and boom, deal done. 1 minute Belgium is out of the 2026 World Cup. The next minute United triggers a £35 million release clause. Personal terms are wrapped up and he's holding the shirt. No drama, no months-long saga. If you blinked, you genuinely missed it. And that alone tells us that something fundamental has shifted behind the scenes at Old Trafford. Now, if we strip away the shock factor, what are we actually looking at here? I'll tell you. This is arguably the most wise, calculated, and practical piece of business United has done in the post-Alex Ferguson era. Think about the context. The Ederson deal from Atalanta completely collapses at the final hurdle because of a failed medical. In previous years, Manchester United would have panicked. They would have spent the next 4 weeks scrambling, overpaying for a superstar name who didn't fit the system, or just sitting on their hands. Instead, they pivot instantly. They don't panic buy, they execute a calculated backup plan. £35 million for a player of Tielemans' caliber in today's inflated market isn't just sensible, it's an absolute steal. It is a plug-and-play solution born out of pure sporting pragmatism, not marketing hype. But let's address the elephant in the room and answer the big question. Why does this feel so un-United-like? Historically, when United signed experienced players, it felt like an expensive retirement home. Think about the late career moves for Alexis Sanchez, or even the massive wages handed to an aging Casemiro. Those were reactive, commercial signings of players past their absolute prime, brought in on astronomical contracts that crippled the wage structure. Tielemans is 29. He is right at the peak of his powers, coming off a highly successful Europa League-winning campaign with Aston Villa. This isn't a fading star looking for one final payday in the Premier League. This is an elite operator who is physically ready, mentally sharp, and highly motivated. United didn't buy a brand name, they bought a footballer at the optimal intersection of experience and physical capability. Tactically, why do they need him? United's midfield has desperately lacked control for years. Tielemans gives them exactly that. He is an elite progressive passer. When you watch him play, he doesn't just pass sideways, he breaks lines. He takes the ball under pressure from the center backs and immediately looks forward. What does that do for the rest of the team? It completely eases the heavy creative burden on Bruno Fernandes. Bruno will no longer have to drop into his own half just to get the ball. Tielemans can anchor the transition, dictate the tempo out of possession, and feed the front line with precision. He brings tactical maturity to a midfield that has often looked chaotic. Finally, let's talk about the broader strategy. Under INEOS, the mandate was crystal clear: target the 22 to 26 age profile, focus on the developmental phase, build for the future. But football doesn't happen in a vacuum. You cannot win in the Premier League with only potential. A squad entirely made of developmental projects lacks the scar tissue required to survive a grueling winter schedule. By signing Tielemans, United's hierarchy has shown real maturity. They have recognized that while the long-term vision is vital, the immediate reality requires proven Premier League experience. Tielemans has spent 8 seasons mastering the rhythm of English football. He knows how to manage a game at Anfield. He knows how to break down a low block at Selhurst Park. This is a deliberate, necessary shift away from a rigid youth policy to inject instant, undeniable maturity into the spine of the team. It is a fascinating move. It's efficient, it's pragmatic, and it breaks the old, toxic habits of United's past transfer windows. But I want to hear from you now. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Is $35 million for Tielemans the smartest bit of business United has done in years, or do you think they should have stuck strictly to the younger under-26 profile? How do you see him fitting into the midfield alongside Bruno? Let's get a proper tactical debate going down below. Hit that subscribe button if you want more football content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.